So we are at a pivotal point this year where Xbox is not only set to drop amazing games, but in a month we are set to see the Xbox Showcase, so things are truly heating up. And with May, we have some exciting games not only releasing on the Xbox Store and available, but we'll have amazing Xbox Game Pass games too. I'm Sonny, your host here at Xbox Central, and we start this off with Moto GP. And now this franchise is ready to welcome their latest and probably their greatest entry this year, and we're going to be seeing some more new seasonal content, gameplay improvements, a ton of new challenges. In fact, we get a lot of cool updates and features that are going to be part of this latest edition thanks to the From the Paddock dev notes. And this time around, the devs have taken the easy to start but hard to master approach, making the game easily accessible to new players while keeping it equally challenging for the pros. Now, the AI opponents have been a little bit reworked. They made it a little bit more balanced. They've made them not too passive but not too aggressive, and the gameplay is going to be more adaptive to the player's performance in the game. So even if you guys are a total newbie, you still got a shot at raising those shiny gold trophies. Moto GP 24 arrives on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox on May 2nd. Alright, so we have the game Indiga. Now this is a truly unique and unconventional third-person adventure game that takes you to an alternate 19th century Russia, and you play as a religious nun on a mission to discover her own identity and kind of guess who she's hanging out with. She's actually hanging out with the devil himself, and while it sounds like maybe it's a little too serious, Indiga throws dark humor into the mix to really take the edge off just enough. The game has you exploring a series of unique landscapes, each with new challenges and a central puzzle that holds the key to unlocking a new secret about Indiga's soul. And this isn't your typical adventure game. It's really all about pushing boundaries and asking big questions about religion and authority. So if you're okay with that, then definitely put this one down on your list. This arrives on Xbox Series X and S on May 8th. If you've played games like Inside and Limbo and even Little Nightmares, you're gonna feel right at home with the game Gift. This is an upcoming indie puzzle platformer where you play as a traveler trying to survive on a luxury cruise that's sinking, and it's sinking fast. Your goal is to escape the ship before it hits the bottom while helping others stay alive. Much like Limbo and Inside, Gift combines puzzle solving with action as you navigate through different areas of the ship, each introducing new challenges and obstacles and a cast of colorful characters. And you guys are gonna need to think fast and even act faster if you want to stay alive as the water level rises, and the whole ship just kind of starts falling apart. With its intense atmosphere, its tricky puzzles, and engaging stories, Gift is a great game to keep an eye on as it drops on Xbox consoles on May 8th. So cat games have been getting a ton of attention from gamers lately, and you can give a lot of that credit to the game Stray. Building up on that tradition, we have Little Kitty Big City, yet another adorable cat adventure game where you play as this cute little feline who's trying to find its way back home while treating the whole world as her playground. The game lets you roam around the city at your own pace as you meet and befriend other animal characters, take on chaotic quests together, and cause absolute mayhem wherever you go. And the best part is you get to do all that while looking super adorable, pulling off those cute little hats. It's a nice little adventure for someone who loves cats and just kind of needs a little break from the real world. This arrives on Xbox Series X and Xbox One on May 9th. We're gonna spice things up. We have the game PacMan Mega Tunnel Battle. This is a thrilling online multiplayer game that puts a unique spin on the classic Pac-Man experience. Now this is like an action-packed battle royale set in the Pac-Man universe where you get to battle it out against 63 other players in a massive interconnected mazes where the goal is to outlast and outscore your opponents to become the best Pac-Man alive. To be honest guys, it's pretty unique, and this is one that you should be really excited about if you're like an old school Pac-Man lover. The battles are going to be really intense, especially in the elimination mode where you face off against players of different ranks trying to outgrow and chomp your way out of the competition. The game even lets you customize your Pac-Man, which is really cute, gives you a little bit more of that personal touch. I actually played this game when it used to be on a cloud platform, so I can attest this is a super fun game and it gets really wild. Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle arrives on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox on May 9th. Now if you love innovative puzzles, you might want to keep your eyes on the game Paper Trail. It's a complete unique puzzle adventure game where you have to fold papers in a way that creates new pathways, bypasses obstacles, and lets you reach your desired destination. Now it's a cute looking adventure game that doesn't hasten you up. Instead you have to kind of take your time, meet a cast of colorful characters, and learn about their stories and explore the rich biomes of this folded world. The puzzles themselves start off easy, but they get trickier the more you go. You'll be twisting, spinning, and merging paths together to untangle the mysteries and progress your way through this world. So if you're into puzzles and adventure, Paper Trail is definitely worth the wait. This arrives on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One on May 21st. Senua's Saga Hellblade II is one of the most eagerly awaited games of 2024, and it's just around the corner. Those who played the first game know exactly what they're getting themselves into. This sequel continues Senua's journey of survival through this dark Viking Iceland, and then diving much deeper into her psyche as she battles with mythological creatures inspired by Norse mythology with the darkness that's within her. And the sequel really promises to take the already immersive journey to the next level by building upon that cinematic immersion, those gorgeous visuals, and the intense immersive sound that really gets you into the action, which actually made the first game stand out in a big way, and it was a success because of it. And it's received a ton of overwhelmingly positive reviews as in the first game. So if you're looking for a new single player experience that lives long within you after you finish the game, definitely mark this down, as it does arrive on Game Pass on Xbox Series X and S on May 21st. The original System Shock title from the 90s was a massive hit for a multitude of reasons, and its remake vows to give that experience back to modern gamers. This game really left a huge mark on the gaming industry by combining an exhilarating shooting experience with smart non-shooting features including inventory management, dialogue, and puzzles, and the remake brings all that back with totally overhauled visuals, modern controls, and an epic new sound effects and music. And in this game, you face off against a seriously creepy AI who's taken over a space station and has turned everyone around you into cyborgs and mutants. Now she's planning to mess things up on Earth, and it's up to you to stop her. And that takes a ton of shooting as you blast your way through hordes of enemies, using your cool looking abilities and deadly weapons to reach and hack cyberspace. I'm glad that the remake doesn't mess around with the OG gameplay, and it really keeps the nostalgia intact. This one drops on Xbox Series X and S on May 21st. So Haunty is an exciting new indie game that's unlike anything I've seen in a while. It's an exploration puzzle game that has you playing as a ghost, tasked to uncover the secrets of a mysterious dark world. To do that, you're going to have to solve some increasingly challenging puzzles that require some out-of-the-box solutions and some ghostly skills that let you manipulate other characters and even the environment. The game also features lighthearted action, letting you take out enemies with your weapons and your manipulative skills. I think Haunty offers a great mix of exploration, puzzles, and action combined with a beautifully handcrafted world. This one arrives on May 23rd as a day one Game Pass release on consoles and PC. Our next game, Crown Wars: The Black Prince, is a promising new RPG that throws you into this cool mix of history and fantasy set in 1300s France. And in this game, you play as a leader of one of 4 noble families with a job to bring peace and order back to a world overrun by bandits and creepy cults. You take control of a squad of brave soldiers who go on a mission to fight those who really disrupt peace. Crown Wars is all about turn-based battles where you move your team around a grid and attack enemies. It's a bit like a chess match, but with swords and magic. You can even customize your characters with different skills as they level up and mix and match your weapons to outwit your enemies. And I really dig the gritty art style used in this game. It kind of really fits the whole vibe of the game. Crown Wars: The Black Prince arrives on Xbox Series X and S on May 23rd. Now, if you enjoy hectic combat and gruesome executions, Morbid: The Lords of Ire might be that game for you. This is an upcoming action RPG title that combines brutal combat with intense Souls-like gameplay. You play as a brave warrior who's taken it upon himself to save the world from falling into chaos by slaying hordes of nightmarish creatures with your weapons, skills, and powers. And the game even has this cool sanity system that unlocks new strengths and weaknesses as you lose or regain your sanity, adding more depth to the overall gameplay. But the fighting's not all you do. You can discover new lands, meet other characters, and of course face these powerful Lords of the Ire in epic boss battles. Morbid is a gore-filled world full of nightmarish horrors, so if you think you can stomach that, definitely put this game on your list as it drops on Xbox Series X and S on May 23rd. Multiverse caused kind of a stir in the gaming community with its amazing free-to-play open beta that went live in 2022 before getting shut down later in 2023, and the game is finally coming back with bigger and even badder version that promises new characters, new attack moves, improved combat, and completely overhauled visuals thanks to Unreal Engine 5. And it doesn't stop there. Multiverse also introduces a ton of new stages, a brand new PvE mode to keep players hooked even when there's no friends around, and while the devs are still keeping a close lid on what new characters we might see in the final version, there have been rumors of a Samurai Jack popping up in the game. Let me know, guys, which character you want to see in the game when it drops on Xbox consoles on Xbox Series X and S on May 28th. So I definitely have had a blast over the years playing the F1 series, especially on Game Pass. Now with F1 24 just around the corner, I'm super excited to play this latest addition to the fan favorite racing game, and it's making some bold changes to the gameplay, with the major one being brand new sports handling model that promises to make kind of cornering more realistic and smooth while improving the engine braking and the rolling resistance, some really fancy stuff. You will get a chance to play as one of 20 real-world drivers from the 2024 grid, or you can start as a total newbie in Formula 2 and kind of work your way up, or even step into the shoes of F1 legends. There's also a new reputation system that impacts the contracts you get offered based on how you interact with players on and off the track. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and there's more stuff that has remained in the game. I think this has been the best series, one of the best racing series, I should say. Not the very best, but one of the best. This arrives on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One on May 31st. Now, the next two games I'm going to talk about are technically not May games, but they just released here at the very end of April, and this is huge stuff here. So Fallout 4 just got a major upgrade for the Xbox Series X and S consoles, and it's available on Game Pass right now. This update makes the almost decade game look and run a lot better than before, and this next-gen update comes packed with new modes, including a performance mode which lets you play Fallout 4 at super smooth 60 FPS with this super sharp 4K resolution with standard settings. But if you're craving a more crispier look, there's also a quality mode that lets you run this game at 30 FPS on 4K resolution with ultra high settings for an absolutely immersive post-apocalyptic gaming experience. So if you guys have been putting off playing Fallout 4 on your latest Xbox consoles just because maybe it's slightly outdated visuals, I think this might be the best opportunity for you to really dive in. It is available, like I said, on Game Pass, and let me tell you guys, I've been playing this since the update went live, and it has been a complete blast to get right back into the wasteland. Alright, another awesome title that's just dropped on Game Pass, this was a surprise drop, is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, one of the finest additions to the Star Wars series, and it did have a rough start, but after a full year of patches and updates, the game is in a much better place now. It's got everything you've ever wanted in a Star Wars game, stunningly gorgeous visuals, bigger worlds with new planets and familiar frontiers, those intense lightsaber combat that the franchise, or the series I should say, is known for, more force powers, and a great story, and even some memorable characters. If you guys are not a big Star Wars fan, I think this is a fine adventure to just dive in anyways. It's got that like brilliant Souls-like combat you should definitely try out, especially if you have Game Pass. And with that, guys, I have another list here of addictive games that I've not put any of these games on any other list on any other video, so you want to check out that video on the screen because there's some good stuff you guys can play.